Good morning, everybody. I hope you are well. I'm here today to talk to you about scalable business models. But first of all, I'm just checking that I'm live because last week, the wonderful StreamYard kind of ruined my life and didn't actually put my video in it, which was weird. So let's just have a quick look. The wonderful stream. There we go. Yeah, okay. So it is working today. Awesome. So if you're watching on a replay, please give me a hashtag replay. And if you're watching live, as usual, say hello, please. So scalable business models, like what does that mean? Basically, it's a way that you can grow limitlessly and make as much money as you want without actually burning yourself out. So it's basically doing work where you're not actually exchanging your time for more money. So that's what it means in a nutshell. And there's a few different types of them. So the most obvious types, which you guys who are sort of like in my network obviously all know, and a lot of you do already, is things like memberships, courses, like programs, like an 8-week program, that's that kind of thing, or like online courses. And it also extends to things like e-commerce, like drop shipping, because basically you're just automatically sending goods from someone else to somewhere else, and you don't actually have to be a part of it at all if you do it properly. Like obviously some people do it manually, and that's not really scalable, because the more orders you get in, the more kind of like work you have to do to keep up with it. But the idea of a scalable business model is doing something where you can help more people, you can generate more income, and you're not actually needing more of yourself to be able to do that. So I'm just gonna quickly like brush on like one-to-one work, because I'm not saying that you shouldn't be doing one-to-one work at all. That's not how it works, because I think one-to-one work is really, really good, especially if you're a coach or a course creator. And it's really good to actually have that in your repertoire and to be able to offer that. So just with one-to-one work, just make sure it is worth your time. If you're going to be swapping an hour for money, make sure you're getting big money. Like you don't want to be working 20 hours to get like a couple of £100. It's really not worth your time, when you could instead work a couple of hours, help 20 people, and get a lot more money than that. So that's kind of like the difference. But as long as you charge what you need to charge on one-to-one work, then you can still have it in there, but just make sure it's like super high value, so that you can like really enjoy doing it, and you don't feel like you're sort of like wasting your time with it, basically. So if you are watching live, just let me know, like, do you have a scalable business model, or even a scalable offer? Like, let me know if you do have one and what it is. I would love to hear about it. And if you don't, let me know why. It'll be like, why don't you have one? Is it because obviously if you're like in a 9 to 5 job, then you're probably not going to have one. In which case, you need to go to Chanel Morales, and she will sort you out on that one, 100%. But yeah, do let me know in the comments if you're listening, because I would love to hear it. But what I'm going to just talk about now is like, what do you actually do when you actually do have an idea, or when you actually do have a scalable business offer? So first of all, if it's something that's new, you need to validate it. So you can't just like make something up in your head and go, okay, I'm going to create a course that is XYZ because I can make that. Don't just like do that and then go and make it, because the chances are you probably won't sell it. Because what you need to do is validate it, which means you need to make sure that people actually want what you've got. And you can do that a lot of ways. You can ask people questions. You can put it up for sale before you've made it, just to see how many people sign up. You can do wait lists. You can do polls in groups, all that kind of stuff. But if it's a new thing you're doing, you always need to validate it first, basically. But then, assuming that's validated and you can go with that, the next thing you need to do is actually launch it so that it's out there so people can buy it. And I'm not like necessarily talking about a massive launch, like big 5-day challenge or a masterclass. You can do that. That's a great thing to do. But also you can just soft launch it as well. Just like, build up excitement, tell your audience about it, and then send a few emails about it to get people on, that kind of thing. But the beautiful part, the next step that you want to do, and this is the beautiful bit, and this is the bit that I love, and this is what I, help people with and teach people to do and stuff, is you want to make an evergreen funnel. And what that means, evergreen just means all year round, like a tree that doesn't lose its leaves. But if you have an evergreen funnel, it just means that you can always get people into this, whatever this thing is, your course, your membership, your program like all year round, and you want that to happen automatically. Like obviously you'll be in charge of getting people into said funnel. You'll be in charge of creating the content, which is going to bring people to you and attract people to you. But then after that, what you really want is to be able to actually get people to buy it automatically without you having to spend all the day, all day in DMs or like, on calls and all that kind of stuff. You want as much of it automated as possible. So that's basically what an evergreen funnel is. But that is like a huge subject. So I'm not even going to talk about it any more than that. But if you're watching this not in my group right now, then and you do want to learn more about that, I do say go and check out my group, because there's like tons and tons and tons of value in the guides all about that kind of stuff. And obviously it's just what I talk about most of the time. So today I just wanted to talk about the very beginning bit, because I often miss that, and I think it's quite important that those of you who hear me talking about funnels and passive income and kind of that are like, I've missed something, something's not connected. So that is really what I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, and that's it. And next week I'm just going to talk about the most commonly forgotten elements inside a funnel, because I think that's a really important one. And yeah, I'll be sharing that with you. So that's it from me today. I hope you guys are good. Thank you so much for watching. Those of you who are watching, please do say hello in the comments, because I can't actually see. I'm not sure if it's if the comments are working or not. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon, and have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. Lots of love.